Sitting at the kitchen table the other day, and I'd made my lunch, and I had everything all laid out, and so I started fumbling around, looking for my fork, and for me it's like a voyage of discovery, I run my hand along the table, touching everything, and I'll probably bump into the pepper, then I'll bump into the salt, then I'll bump into tomato sauce, and I've got it all worked out. But in this case, somebody who was in the kitchen suddenly put a knife into my hand. And I said, why are you putting a knife in my hand? And she said, oh, I thought that's what you were looking for. And I said, nothing. Let me make my own mistakes and don't preempt and make those mistakes or share your mistakes with me. You need to let my thoughts run their natural process, and I'll find my own happy ending. I'll get there one way or the other, So, walk with me on a journey of mutualism. You're working together. And if you see a rose or a flower, tell me it's there. And then I will reach out and touch its beauty and smell its scent. And if I hit a thorn, which sometimes I can do, you don't have to say sorry to me, right? Because that small stumble that I've made is a risk that I'm willing to take, because if I don't, then I'll learn nothing. I won't know what's going on out there in my environment. So one thing that really has to be put across to people who are not deafblind is that although the way I move around might be perceived by you as a struggle, right? Because I look different in the way I'm moving around or whatever. It's not. It's just that I'm putting my hand out to reach out and touch things, pick things up, make sense of what's in front of me. Because that is the way that I interact with my world. So, I invite you to come into my space, right? Because in my space, the way I'm doing it is that I'm building up a map in my mind of what's out there. So instead of thinking I'm struggling, let me fumble and stumble, right? And that is all information for me when I'm going around, moving around like that. And I'm building up a map in my mind of what is out there. And in turn, the reward I get out of that is I will be a much more, and am much more autonomous and resilient deafblind person. So, I always like to say to people, you come into my space for 2 minutes, right? And I'll show you the way in my world and in my deafblind culture and the way I interact and connect with my space. So come with me, walk with me, and I'll show you the way, not through your ears and your eyes, but more to do with my hands and connecting with me and with my hands through touch.